Hey, sports card collectors and investors. Thank you for joining me again for another episode. I got to be honest, I've spent way too much time today on eBay. My watch list is completely full. I can't watch anything else now. I have to delete things, which you have a problem when you've reached that point. Actually, I don't know what the deal is, but I guess eBay counts even auctions that have closed that you've been watching. Those also count against your watch list numbers. So anyway, had to clear some things out, but like I said, spent way too much time on eBay today. But I do have information on some recent pickups, a mail day, if you will, over the last couple days. Some cards that I'm excited about, but I'll be honest, I kind of got emotional when making some of these purchases because, or I shouldn't say I got emotional, but emotions crept in to my decision making because some of these are from sets that are from my childhood or just things that reminded me of when I was a kid. So this wasn't necessarily maybe the best investment type cards, but I still think that they have, some really good potential. So I'm going to go through it. Comment below and let me know what you think. I'm curious to hear if you think I got a good deal or not. I'm going to go through current PSA population reports as well as what I paid for the cards. And interested in hearing kind of if you have some of these same cards or if you're looking for similar cards and, just kind of what you think of my purchases. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the first card on my list. I picked up a 1989 score Thurman Thomas rookie card, a PSA 10. This is one where, this is, again, perfectly honest with you. When I was 8, 9, 10 years old in the late 80s, and I've said this in previous videos, the 1989 score football set was not affordable. It wasn't affordable for adults, let alone kids, in my mind. I mean, it was literally $5, $6 a pack back then, and it's still at least that now if you want to try to find and buy packs online. So you can imagine at $5 a pack, my parents were like, you know what? Why am I getting you these $5 a pack cards when I can get you, Don Russ baseball for 99 cents? So it was interesting. But anyway, this Thurman Thomas card, I swear, was probably more expensive raw in 1989, 1990 than it is now in a PSA 10, and I'm not even kidding about that. So I got this card all in, and you'll see if you look at eBay sold listings, pretty similar pricing. It might have kicked up a few bucks, over the last few weeks, but I was all in on this card at $52.34. Thurman Thomas, for those that don't know him, he was Barry Sanders' teammate at Oklahoma State University. He was there as Barry Sanders was coming in, so he was kind of being pushed out. He kind of fell a little bit in the draft. It's an interesting story. There's a really good football life of Thurman Thomas if you want to get acquainted with him. He is a fantastic player. He's basically, the Alvin Kamara, back then, or the Marshall Faulk. I would say he was that first kind of that type of running back that could not only run the ball, but could catch passes out of the backfield. And that was rare back then. That was not something that every back did. That was still kind of in the days of, we're using a power back like an Eric Dickerson, to move the chains. And Thurman Thomas became that scat back, type player that became very, very popular in the NFL. So I picked up Thurman because in part, yes, this is a card that I've always wanted. This is my first one that I own. I wouldn't mind owning a few of them, but I picked this up because, yes, I wanted it as a kid, but also I'm looking at Barry Sanders, which granted, Barry Sanders is arguably the greatest running back of all time. His PSA 10 card went from $300 to $400, and now it's up to $800. Their sales. I was talking to a guy in a group about a month ago, maybe 6 weeks ago. And I told him, hey, if you see these at, I'm really trying to get one at 300. If it goes sub 300, I'd really like to get a PSA 10. And it was like, okay, we'll see how it plays out. And the reason why I said that is because it wasn't impossible to find one at $300 or low 300s. Well, it is now. Now they're $700, $800. There's multiple sold listings of that price. So, Barry Sanders has shot through the roof. So part of me is thinking, okay, that nostalgia factor is kicking in for a lot of people like me. And maybe this Thurman Thomas rookie will go up as well. And even though he wasn't as popular, he doesn't get the same sort of fanfare as Barry Sanders. He was a force to be reckoned with in the late 80s and early 90s. He went to 4 Super Bowls with the Bills. He is a freak of nature. The guy can play. So, he was one that I picked up as my first card, and that was kind of an emotion buy, coupled with I think that he's a good long-term buy. And shoot, at $52, I'll take, if I could get more of them, I'll probably pick up a couple more if I can get them at that price. Next up, I've got the 2019 Prism Jarrett Stidham Gold Laser SSP rookie. I bought this raw. I'm all in on this card at $38.56. And to me, this is just kind of that I'm rolling the dice on Stidham being the starting quarterback in New England. And, I bought this before the draft. I got this a few weeks back. And so, this was one where, again, I kind of feel like the Patriots are comfortable with Stidham. I mean, they have not signed a veteran. Andy Dalton was just released, so there's question marks as to whether or not the Patriots are going to add Dalton. Cam Newton's still hanging out there, but I'll be honest, I don't think that Cam Newton could beat out Jarrett Stidham to start for the Patriots. I really don't, and some people will disagree with me. But I'm a New Orleans Saints fan, and I've watched Cam Newton play for the last few years, and he's just been banged up. He hasn't played good football in 3 years. So to me, Jarrett Stidham, it's his job to lose. And if he starts for the Patriots, I expect this card to rise in value. I don't plan on grading it. I would just look to flip it raw. So that was my second buy. Next up, I've got a 2019 Luka Green Prism number 75 PSA 10. I'm all in on this one at $148.11. And, so this kind of falls along the lines of, I'm seeing, like a lot of folks, I'm seeing second year cards rise dramatically in value. We've talked about this in other videos. It's kind of like we've talked, rookie cards were it, and go with rookie cards and that's it. And, those are the sure things. Well, there's been such a huge push on second year cards, and I'm kind of buying into it. And I'm just going to put it out there. I just think that Luka Doncic, to me, he's the closest thing to, that next great player that there is. Giannis and Luka, to me, are kind of those two guys that, 10 years down the road, I see them having at least a championship. I see them doing really good things. And so those are the guys that I'm focused on. Although I only have one Giannis card, so I have work to do on that side, and his prices are very high. So, but for Luka, I picked up this one. I thought that it was a good value just because I look at the rookie card, the Green Prism rookie for Luka, and granted, I know it's a rookie card, but it's going for about $800. So for me, second year card at $150 PSA 10, yeah, I'll take a shot at that. Because I'm thinking that down the line, if that rookie card continues to rise, if it does, then the second year card has potential there. So I bought into that mindset, and again, for me, I'm just a big fan anyway. So that's part of the collector side of me. I want to have Luka cards, so I went in on this one. Next up, same card, it's just the Silver Prism version. So this is a 2019 Luka Silver Prism. Number 75 PSA 10, all in, tax tag title, $242.73. So paid a little bit for it, but again, you're looking at the rookie card that's anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000. And to me, $250 for that second year PSA 10. Again, maybe second year cards, that's just a fly-by-night thing and people don't really care about them. But maybe in 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, maybe that'll be something. So maybe in 12 months, that'll be something. None of us really know. So to me, I thought, that's good value in my mind. I'm going to give it a shot. So that was my third card on the list. Next, I've got the iconic Kobe Bryant, his 1996 Upper Deck. God rest his soul. I still am in shock that he is no longer with us. To me, this card, and again, this is kind of the nostalgia creeping in. In this card, he's wearing like white Oakley sunglasses. It's a very 90s looking card. Kobe's, just the most iconic player of the 90s outside of Jordan. So to me, out of a lot of his rookie cards, I just like the look of this card. It's just a picture of him with those Oakleys, and it just looks like 1996 to me, and that brings me back to when I was a teenager. So love this card. I got it in a PSA 9. It's affordable. I haven't looked recently if it's still at the same price, but I'm all in at $63.48. So not breaking the bank for me, and it gives me the opportunity to get in on a Kobe Bryant rookie card at an affordable price. Last but not least, I am going with a Dwayne Wade rookie card. It's 2003 Upper Deck Sweet Shot number 95. It's a PSA 9. This one, and I believe I'll put the pop numbers up, but I believe this one had a fairly low pop at PSA 9. This one is strictly kind of I'm not a massive D Wade fan, but he's eligible for the Hall of Fame in 2022, which is right around the corner. People aren't paying a lot of attention to D Wade. Of course, he's not playing, so he's not top of mind for people, and there's a lot of focus on the Jordan documentary and kind of the folks that are associated with that. So D Wade's just kind of forgotten in that mix, and so I'm banking on the fact that when his Hall of Fame time comes around that he's going to get some sort of a bump, and so this is one of a few D Wade cards that I've picked up, and again he's one of he's a top 50 all-time player in my mind. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer. I mean, he's got a championship under his belt. The guy is very underrated, I think. And so for me, this was just kind of a probably a couple year flip. Maybe it's sooner than that, but we'll see. With that Hall of Fame stuff coming up, I think that he's definitely worth a look at. So. What do you guys think? Did I make any mistakes? Are there any of these cards that you like or dislike on my list? I'm going to have some more of my pickups probably in the next couple of weeks. Like I said, I've been all over eBay spending way too much time. My wife reminds me of that on a daily basis pretty much. So, but I'm excited to share this with you and kind of hear some feedback from you guys. So anyway, have a great day and we will talk to you again soon. Take care, guys.